One of the hardest things that I've always struggled as an artist is to maintain consistency to make my art daily or weekly or even monthly. I usually hated sitting down and doing the work because I felt like inspiration and motivation didn't really hit. Even now, right before recording this video, I was thinking I have nothing to talk about and I really don't know what to do. I kind of put it aside and didn't want to start. But I've learned some tricks and systems in order to actually override that. But first, we have to understand that the brain is also a muscle and that it can be molded in the ways that you want to. Now, that would also mean that there is a you and that there is a brain, and who is in control? Is it the brain thinking or you as consciousness? But I think that would take another video and it's not for this one. Let's just say that there's a part of your brain that you can control and overwrite if you're willing. Us artists, unfortunately or fortunately, are more reliant on our right brains. That means that we are more creative, more in the imagination realm, and are waiting always for inspiration instead of using our left brain as that rational and logic part that is going to help that right brain be creative. That is actually why we make art, because we are more into that emotion and making things out of our intuition. But what if we could control that right brain to be a little bit more proactive and productive in our day-to-day? As an artist and a video creator, I've set myself to understand small systems that are going to help my right brain be more logical and productive, because I cannot rely on imagination and creativity in order to do my work. I actually have to be productive. And the reason I set out to do this is because I want to be a healthy artist that can go climbing or cycling if he wants to do that, and don't have to be overwhelmed with the amount of work that he has to do. So I just started learning a little bit more about how can I control this part of my brain. Now, in order to start making systems, the first thing that we have to do is actually have a clear goal on where we want to be and what we want to do. As for myself, in my video creating endeavors, I want on a short term, I want to create a video at least once a week. On the midterm, I want to be consistent on my YouTube channel so that I can grow in a more positive way. And on the long term, I want to have a sustainable income from this YouTube channel. In terms of my art, I want to be creative every day. On the mid run, I want to be able to sell my art more consistently. And on the long run, I want to be a sustainable artist that doesn't feel that he's doing a chore, but can actually monetize his work consistently and can do this full time. With these goals in mind, it's a lot easier to put into perspective when there are lows and you have to actually put in the work. And remember to yourself, yes, this is why I wanted to do this, and I wanted to do this right now, because if not, I'm not closer to my goal. And without that clear goal, motivation will never hit. Now let's break down those goals into shorter and smaller things so that it's going to be easier for us to not feel overwhelmed. When you're thinking about making a video, the first thing you have to do is ideate and generate ideas. The second is probably doing a script or knowing what you want to do. And the third is actually hitting record. As for the art, it's going to be a little bit different, but the idea is the same. First, we have to ideate and have an idea of where we want to go with the next piece. On the second part is going to be having references and knowing how you're going to do that. And on the third is actually sitting and doing the work. So it's very similar to making the video. Now, I know my day is going to be filled with other chores and that there's life happening. So of course I cannot say that everything is going to be perfect for just those things, but that doesn't mean that I cannot be organized. So for this exact same reason, and this is not sponsored by the way, I use an app called TickTick. Yes, TickTick, not TikTok. Try not to open that one during the day. This is a really cool app that has actually kept me being organized, and I found that it's one of the best ones out there for us unorganized people. So what I do is when I'm doing my coffee in the mornings, which is one of my favorite rituals, I try to at the same time start thinking about the chores that I have to do during the day. This includes the simple and easy tasks as well. So for example, I write down, take out the trash, go clean the cat litter, do the grocery shopping, but also at that point I have to write down, do my morning scripts and generate ideas. I also write down, find references, and start ideating on the things that you want to do. Then I write down, start your sketch. And if I want to keep going on that, I could keep going on that. But if not, I would do, make an IG post and also go to the gym because it's one of the most important things that I want to do, or go climbing. Now remember, these don't have to be very complicated tasks. Actually, the easier, the better, because the more you start ticking those off, the more happiness to your brain because you're ticking something. So that's going to be dopamine for continuing on the next chore on the list. Assign some time to start checking those off and unclog your day from all the easy tasks so that when it comes to start actually making the work, you're not thinking about all the things that you had to do. Instead, you already did them. This is the best way to make more space for your creativity and imagination during the day. It's your goal to check them all out by the end of the day. No excuses. And if it goes on the list, it has to be checked off. Remember, there is a higher goal that you want to reach. And the more of these you can do every day, the faster you're going to get there. I can promise you that if you do this system for 3 to 6 months, you will see an overwhelming change in your lifestyle right now. 3 to 6 months is all you need to actually start looking at that change. If it's your body, if it's your art, if it's your video creation, it doesn't really matter if you put in the reps, because that's what we're doing. We're putting in the reps instead of just waiting for motivation and inspiration to hit. Try to use an app like this one that is going to help you a lot for the long term for just a couple of days and see how it goes, because I know by experience that it helps a lot, especially if you're an artist. I hope you liked this video and see you in the next one. Peace.